One U.S. senator shining a light on statewide hypocrisy.
Our next guest's proposed bill would require any states implementing vaccine passports to also mandate voter ID.
North Dakota Senator Kevin Cramer joins us right now. Senator, you can't have one without the other, can you?
Well, it seems pretty obvious to me, Brian. I mean, I've never ceased to be amazed at how easily Democrats are willing to give up their personal private health care records just so they can, eat at a restaurant in Manhattan, but then resist the requirement to demonstrate you are who you say you are, to do something as important as casting a vote for President of the United States. And so what my bill intends to do is shine that spotlight of hypocrisy, which, by the way, hypocrisy is not exactly new in politics, but this is a pretty extreme version of it.
So this is really a message for Bill de Blasio, because we're the first city in the country that is saying you have to show a vaccine passport in order to eat indoors, go to a gym, go to a show. So have you heard from Bill de Blasio? Are we going to now show an ID when we vote here?
Well, I haven't heard from Bill de Blasio, and I expect that you won't, but I do expect that he's going to have to answer some pretty obvious questions about this gross intrusion on people's personal information. And I think this is really, to me, a frightening situation where the American people have been asked to do something like demonstrate or prove that, a vaccination. That is highly personal and private information.
Right. And of course, Senator, it's all about, they're trying to get, right now I think the number is just under 50%. Just under 50% of Americans have been immunized against COVID. The administration realizes to get to herd immunity these days, you got to be 70, 80, 85%. The number seems to be changing. And so they're pulling out all the stops trying to get everybody vaccinated.
So a couple of things, Steve, that bother me about that. First of all, there's been no credit given to the fact that many people have antibodies because they've had the disease itself.
That's right.
And there's no credit for that. The other thing is, it's counterproductive. The American people are not ill-informed about this. There's lots of information out there. Self-governed people are very capable of being self-informed. And when you start bullying or harassing people, that's very counterproductive. Let people consult their doctors, make their own decision for them and their family.
What's going on with this infrastructure bill? 2,702 pages. They need 10 Republicans to vote for it. It is going to add to the deficit. It is not paid for. It's going to be $256 billion to it, according to the CBO. How do you stand, Senator?
Well, I support it for a couple of reasons, Brian. First of all, the CBO score is not the only thing that matters when it comes to the pay for. CBO is barred from scoring things like unemployment insurance benefits that are being returned, or repurposing already appropriated funds through the CARES Act and other relief packages. So it actually, in my view, I'm very comfortable with the pay fors. But beyond that, even if it's $25 billion a year of expense, we just spent $7 trillion on things that produce nothing. Now, important, don't get me wrong, to people's individual economies, but an asset like infrastructure has as its primary purpose the movement of goods and services in our economy. It's an asset that returns value to our economy and ultimately to the taxpayer. So I still think it's a very good and I think a high priority and important function of the federal government.
Does it pass the Senate today?
I believe it'll pass, if not today, tomorrow. You mentioned Senator Hagerty's objection to moving quickly to the amendments. He has every right to do that. If it takes a day longer, then we just stay here through a Sunday and we get her done tomorrow night if we can't get it done tonight, or even Sunday night if not tomorrow night.
Senator, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Kevin Cramer,
always my pleasure.
All right.